The film opens with a boy named Finn, who is engrossed in playing his favorite game. That night, his parents tell him that they will go out and return late at night. In the large house, Finn also lives with his older sister Anna and his younger sister Sophie. Anna, as the eldest child, is asked by their parents to take care of her siblings, while Sophie will go with them. However, not long after, a strong wind blows and the electricity goes out. Finn immediately calls for his sister, but unfortunately there is no response from Anna at all. Finn uses the CCTV monitor to ensure that there are no suspicious people around the house. Suddenly, the door of the house opens by itself. Finn, increasingly frightened, runs back into the house. After hearing a commotion in Anna's room, Finn quickly heads to his sister's room. Upon reaching the door, Anna comes out with her mouth covered in blood and a sharp knife in her hand. Something terrifying has happened, but Anna looks very scared. She urges Finn to leave the house immediately because something very frightening is chasing them. Fortunately, they manage to escape by getting into a car, but soon after, Anna suddenly stops the car in the middle of a bridge and, without clear reason, tells Finn to get out because it is no longer safe inside the car. Strangely, Anna then urges Finn to jump off the bridge, scaring him by saying that something chasing them will soon arrive. Confused and scared, Finn finally obeys his sister's command. Anna then throws herself off and tries to pull Finn down with her. Finn, increasingly puzzled by his sister's strange behavior, reflexively kicks Anna, causing her to fall from the bridge. A short while later, the police arrive at the scene. There, Finn is still in shock from the recent events. Fast forward, Finn has now grown up, but since the incident, he still has deep trauma, affecting his psychological condition. He must undergo regular checkups by a doctor named Stein. Soon after, Finn's mother visits to check on her son's condition, which seems to be improving. Finn is also given a pill by Dr. Stein to aid his recovery. In the lobby, it turns out that Sophie is also there for a checkup. Afterward, Finn and Sophie hurry off to campus. There, Finn meets a girl named Samira. Shortly after, his friend Lena arrives and tells him that if he doesn't confess his love to Samira soon, she will be taken by another guy. During a lecture, they learn about a species of fungus called Ophiocordyceps, which can infect ants and take control of their bodies, turning them into zombie ants. While following the lecture, they plan a party for that night through a group chat. In short, Finn arrives at the party location and is greeted by Lena, who is eager to see him, while Sophie, who arrived earlier, heats up the atmosphere with her boyfriend. However, something strange happened at the lively party. Finn remained silent, as if he did not enjoy the atmosphere of the night's festivities, so one of his friends came and gave him a special drink to help Finn enjoy the party more. But instead of enjoying it, Finn immediately experienced strange hallucinations after drinking the liquid. He saw his friends there not having a joyful party, but rather a bloody feast. One night, after taking the pills prescribed by the doctor, Finn witnessed strange occurrences at his home. There he saw Sophie and their parents seemingly performing a mystical ritual with a naked elderly woman. Finn, trying to stop the event with an axe he found, was instead struck by a strange shadow that made him faint instantly. After regaining consciousness, Finn woke up with his parents telling him that he had just experienced sleepwalking. However, Finn felt that the incident was very real. The next morning, Finn woke up again with his psychological condition still disturbed. He hallucinated again, haunted by his past. It turned out to be just his beloved sister, Sophie, who had just finished bathing. Sophie and their mother are now puzzled by Finn's increasingly strange behavior lately. At the campus, Finn confided in Lena that the strange events he experienced felt so real. Finn is very worried about his sister, who is now 18 years old, remembering that at that age, Anna also behaved strangely. At that moment, Sophie suddenly acted unusually, getting angry at her boyfriend for no clear reason. This made her boyfriend confide in Finn that Sophie had been acting strangely towards him lately. However, her boyfriend suspected it might be due to side effects from the new medication Sophie was regularly taking. Suddenly, Sophie had a nosebleed and fainted while exercising. When night came, Finn received a message from Sophie's boyfriend, who turned out to be named Raman. Raman said that Finn and Sophie were currently in danger. Whatever was actually happening, Raman asked Finn and Sophie to meet him at a diner where they usually hung out. Raman, who had arrived earlier, saw a flirty old lady trying to seduce him and signaled to play in the back room. However, surprisingly, when Raman followed her to the intended place, the old lady was found lying unconscious. Raman tried to help her, but suddenly the old lady opened her eyes and strangely knocked Raman off her feet. Finn, who had just arrived, hurriedly looked for Raman. However, he found Raman lifeless on top of his own car. And suddenly, Finn, shocked by seeing that terrifying figure, hurriedly fled from there. In short, after the police approached the crime scene, Finn's father came to pick him up. Finn tried to explain the terrifying figure that killed Raman, but the police believed that Raman died not because of supernatural causes, but purely murder or perhaps suicide. Moreover, the police record stated that Raman was a drug addict. Finn, who could not accept it, tried to show the messages with Raman, but to his surprise, the chat had been cleared. It was a situation that Finn found hard to believe again, but in the end his father calmed him down and invited him to go home immediately. Upon arriving in his room, Finn, increasingly dizzy and wanting to calm down, immediately took the pill given by Dr. Stein to drink it right away. However, before taking it, Finn noticed something strange about the pill. Out of curiosity, he split the pill and was shocked to find that the pills he had been consuming contained worms or something similar. The next day, Finn met with Lena and informed her about the discovery of the contents of his pills. They then examined it together with a biology professor in a campus laboratory, and were shocked again when the professor said that it was not worms or anything like that, but an old fungus, a rare fungus that should not exist in modern times. The professor asked where they had obtained the sample. Finn and Lena said they found it in a pile of junk in a warehouse. This surprised the professor, considering that the fungus should only grow on human corpses. However, if they wanted to learn more about the fungus, they could contact a woman named Aliska. Before going to meet Aliska, they first dug up information about the fungus on the internet and found out that the fungus was usually used by shamans or witches in their time. The side effect of consuming the fungus is the appearance of hallucinogenic effects, because in ancient times, this fungus grew abundantly and was often used by shamans for mystical rituals. In the past, human funerals still used conventional methods, but due to the development of the times with a more modern system, the fungus is now increasingly rare. After that, they both headed to where Aliska was located. It turned out she was an expert in the field of rare plants. Finn and Lena quickly explained their purpose and showed the fungus sample they brought. When Aliska saw the fungus, her expression changed instantly because she knew exactly the impact that would occur to someone who ate the fungus. And indeed, when Aliska held Finn's hand, she immediately saw Finn's terrifying memories, because in addition to being an expert in rare plants, Aliska was also a paranormal. In short, after nightfall and Finn's parents left, Aliska and her child came to Finn's house to perform a ritual to expel the demons in the house. Besides Finn and Lena, there was also Samira, who happened to come to Finn's house to ask about her college assignment. Before starting the ritual, Aliska reminded them that during the ritual, they must not be influenced by the devil's deception and must not leave their seats. The ritual finally began. However, before it was completed, the lights in the room suddenly turned on because Finn's parents arrived. This, of course, caused the exorcism ritual to fail, with Aliska receiving an injury to her face. Eventually, they dispersed. However, despite his father's prohibition, Finn chose to go with Lena and Samira. In the early morning, the three of them returned to Aliska's house. However, Aliska had already left. They only met with the owner of the place, who said that the previous occupant had suddenly left as if chased by demons. Finn then tried to contact her, but Aliska's number was no longer active. Having no plan, they returned to their usual campus routine. While on the phone with his mother, Finn saw his friend named Leander experiencing strange symptoms, scratching at his mouth. After a while, Leander did the exact same thing as Anna when Finn was little, and Anna was on the bridge previously. The medical team that arrived immediately took him to the hospital. Finn and Samira also followed them. Meanwhile, Lena, who found the strange pill package, immediately saved it to find out more information, which all led to a pharmaceutical company named Tronthal that will soon release a new product. Lena quickly sneaked into the pharmaceutical company to see what was really happening at their new product presentation event. There, she discovered that Finn's father, whom she just found out was actually the CEO of the company. Feeling that she still lacked information, Lena then tried to infiltrate a room where the strange pills were produced. She was shocked to find many corpses stored there. Not only that, but Lena also saw the bodies of Aliska and her son, who had apparently died there, their bodies now overgrown with strange fungi. At the hospital, Finn and Samira, growing more suspicious, quickly looked through Leander's bag. They were astonished to find documents inside that revealed Finn, Sophie, Anna, Samira, and Leander were all adopted children. Soon after, Leander's father approached them, knowing the real facts. He added that Finn's father was also an adopted child of his grandfather, who was now ill. All this was done to form a group called Tronthal, composed of global elites who wanted to change the world. Unfortunately, Leander's father did not explain what kind of change he meant. Feeling that everything they heard was nonsensical, they both left. However, before leaving the hospital, Finn saw his comatose grandfather being examined by a doctor. Tragically, his life could not be saved. Shortly after Samira left, a doctor suddenly appeared from behind and injected something into Finn's body. When he woke up, Finn and Samira were tied up in chairs. It turned out that Dr. Stein was a member of the pharmaceutical company. Finn was then taken to a secret room filled with many strange symbols. Sophie and her parents had welcomed Finn's arrival there. It turned out that all this time, his parents had been taking good care of them to be used as sacrificial offerings to evil spirits. Each offering given would grant privileges to each of its members. And again, his grandfather's body was already there. Before long, they began their ritual. But before the ritual was completed, Lena suddenly arrived and disrupted everything. After that, Lena and Finn quickly left the room. However, Finn stopped for a moment to remove a fungus that had started growing in his mouth. Samira, previously freed by Lena, went outside the house to look for a car. At that moment, Lena and Finn managed to escape and got into the car. But before they could drive away, Sophie came and pleaded with Finn not to leave her. However, Finn, convinced it was just a trick, forced to leave immediately. Unfortunately, during their escape, the car they were in lost control, and the brakes suddenly failed. Fortunately, all three of them were still safe, but as they stepped out, Samira suddenly stopped and turned towards the cameraman, indicating that Samira will continue to terrorize humans, and the film ends. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, because by subscribing you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.